Ciao al pesce, sentiamo, buone cose di nuovo, SG.
Kerem taktı, kolu topu kontrol edemedi. Kerem'in ayaklarından top dışarıya çıktı. Taç atıştı. Kayseri spor takımı kullandı.
Right, the consistency in some of these policy objectives and goals, I think that again is something that the U.S. and other Western economies should.
مجلس النواب المصري قانون التأمين الصحي الشامل عام 2018.
Mena, kaya back in there.
This project is sponsored by PCBWay. From concept to production, PCBWay provide cutting-edge electronic design solutions for global innovators including hardware design, software development, mechanical design, product testing, and certification. PCBWay engineering team consists of experienced engineers in electronics, embedded systems, and product development. They successfully delivered hundreds of projects across industries such as medical devices, industrial automation, consumer electronics, smart home, and IoT. Hello? Software-defined radio is a radio system in which most of the functions of a classic radio, filtering, demodulation, tuning, AGC, are performed by software instead of hardware. The hardware serves mainly as a receiver and signal converter, and then the computer processes the signal. The main advantage is flexibility. With the same device you can listen to AM, SSB, FM, DRM and other signals just by changing the software. The disadvantage is that it requires digital processing and often a computer, but therefore allows much greater precision and capabilities than classic radios. In this project I will present you a simple way to build a superheterodyne type SDR radio, which despite its simplicity gives excellent results according to its characteristics, and according to its characteristics is comparable to many modern shortwave radios. The original circuit diagram is presented on several forums, but I think the source is Andreas Stefan DL5MGD. For the sake of simplicity, I omitted several parts of the original diagram, such as the low pass filter on the VFO and RF input, and I bring the signal from the second mixer directly to the microphone input to the PC sound card. So this part is also omitted. First, I made the original project, and I can tell you that the difference between it and this minimal version of mine is almost imperceptible. That is quite okay for this kind of experimental SDR receiver, because my main goal when making it was a compromise between minimal design and maximum results. Let me briefly explain the principle of operation. The antenna collects a wide range of RF signals that are mixed in the first mixer with the signal from the local oscillator that generates a frequency 455 kHz higher than the specific frequency that we want to separate from input RF signal. This is our intermediate frequency RF minus local oscillator. Next is 455 kHz filter that passes only a narrow band around 455 kHz and rejects all other mixed products. This is the key to selectivity and clean signal. Then the signal goes to the second mixer, in which a conversion from 455 to 12 kHz is performed, so that the sound card can read and process this output signal appropriately. So this is a classic dual conversion superheterodyne receiver. Here's what the inside of this box looks like, which houses the hardware part of the radio. Just two NE612 chips, filter and few passive elements. It does not contain any coils and does not require any tuning. The local oscillator signal is generated by my latest smartphone Wi-Fi VFO, the construction of which is described in one of my previous videos. For the needs of this superheterodyne receiver, I added a new option to the VFO project, that is offset frequency, in this case plus 455 kHz, which is activated by pressing a virtual button on the smartphone. At the end of the text is given the latest modified codes for this VFO project. Now let's see how the device performs in real conditions. I will use my long wire antenna mounted on the roof.
Зрителям тоже было интересно. Например, какой-то гуси подшучивать над новобрачными. Ведь большинство гостей это неженатые парни и незамужние девушки. Вот они...
As I mentioned at the beginning, the reception is surprisingly good for such a simple receiver.
Могли острую шуточку отпустить. Потом просили жениха и невесту спеть или станцевать. В общем, все хотели, что...
加快建设一刻钟便民生活圈，让百姓在家门口就能享受养老、托育、餐饮等。
Sentiamo, buone cose di nuovo, SG.
Stefan Kerem taktı, kolu topu kontrol edemedi. Kerem'in ayaklarından top dışarıya çıktı. Taç atışlı Kayseri Spor takımı kullandı. Ve sağ kanatta topu kontrol ettiler. Pasla birlikte kaptıracaklar mı? Dorukhan'ın pası ve arkasından topla birleşti Katongo. Rakip
onun için bu konuda rahat olsunlar. Aslında bunun bir ileri aşaması da acaba ameliyat olursam işte
right, the consistency in some of these policy objectives and goals, I think that again is something that the U.S. and other Western economies should really be working on, because again, the planet is what we need to really care about.
Together. 量化消费需求，做精做细个性化服务，围绕研发设计专业化、高端化，加快壮大。
final. Final. El Barça es campeón. Barça campeón. El Barça es campeón.
منطقة صف منطقة فرعنا مشات بأساس الساعة وإثران حمشتان متر باند بتبنى زم على لفقينو كم أول إنجليزينا أو أكمهارو نبدالي تمهارو حمسن عابن كفاءة شعاتنا مشات بتمساسالي متر باند زم على لفمدبات كنزل.
And finally, a short conclusion. This project shows that a powerful SDR receiver doesn't need complex hardware, just smart design and software processing. With minimal components, you can achieve surprisingly high performance across the entire shortwave band.
Sol kanattan taç atışta kullanma hazırlığı içinde Archie Brown ve şu an itibariyle 45+7'nin içindeyiz. Fenerbahçe'nin 1-0'lık üstünlüğü devam ediyor. Taç atışı kullanım.
Thank you.